Join Dalton and Jacob as they discuss the ever-changing world of trading card games. TCG Buzz starts now.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of TCG Buzz. Yeah, it's your boy Dalton, and I'm here with Jacob.
Hey!
And it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a little while, and some things have changed.
Yeah, like the card games we play.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't dropped any card games.
Oh, no. No. Well,
I mean, do you count Y Shorts? That was kind of a while ago.
That was a... Yeah. That was a yeah. That was a yeah.
If you guys don't know why there's this little bit of awkwardness there with that, you should watch our
Y Shorts sucks.
Yep, Y Shorts sucks.
That's the name of the episode. I'm not saying it sucks.
I am.
Jacob is.
But we already did that episode. We should probably move on.
We did.
What you're referring to is we've actually added a game to our repertoire?
we actually brought back an old school game. We brought back Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, so it's been years since I really played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, the last time I played, I think I was probably like middle school.
You and I tried jumping back into it like 6-7 months ago.
And back after we're basically stable in Buddy Fight, and then we're like, yeah, no.
And I don't know, recently you started buying packs and boxes for it, and you dragged me back.
Packs? What is this nonsense? I went straight boxes, bro.
You started buying some and, starting to try and get yourself back into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of dragged me in, too.
I dragged
And
everybody.
we actually dragged our friend Darian, who's the producer for the show, in, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whoa!
I don't even know if that would be picked up.
But yeah, we're going to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Our new favorite card game, Yu-Gi-Oh!
We're going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! For a little bit. We're going to be talking about some of the things we like about the game and some of the things we don't like.
Especially, since we've got a really interesting perspective on it.
Yeah.
Because we've got some history at the game, so it's easy to jump back in.
Definitely history.
But things have changed a lot, and, that's really interesting to talk about. So what is, your experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, let's say, the past year?
I probably have to say OG Yu-Gi-Oh! And 5Ds. Probably the best two in the whole thing, and that's the most experience I have with the game.
So when original Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out here in the U.S., we were both pretty young.
Yeah, so...
Kindergartners, first graders.
Gardeners first. Well, was it?
Right
when did it come out?
Yeah, it was I think 2001. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, let me know on...
Roast this man.
Roast me, but...
Roast this man.
I think it was about that time, so...
Yeah, it's about that time.
I played it, but, obviously, when you're that young, you don't understand all the rules, because it is a pretty complicated game, rule-wise.
Yeah, it is. I didn't really get into it until, 3rd, 4th grade, when my mom started buying me structure decks of, I want to say Yugi's structure deck for every birthday.
I actually like all the original structure decks, and despite the fact that my family didn't have very much money when I was a kid, I somehow did get all 4 of the first ones.
You see, I didn't know there was others when I was younger. All I knew was the Yugi.
Just Yugi. Dark Magician. Whoa, a Dark Magician. Whoa, a Dark Magician.
Yes. And,
I played Yu-Gi-Oh! At that point, and then I got really, really heavy into it during the GX era with my favorite deck, the Elemental Heroes.
GX was yeah. It was a yeah.
It was interesting.
It was stupid.
It didn't add any new mechanics. Every other series has added something big.
Well,
like a new type of card I'm referring to.
I feel like Levels, even though I'm pretty sure it was in the original, I'm pretty sure Levels was more of its big focus.
It definitely had more of a focus on fusing.
And Levels. You can't forget Levels. Because remember, level 10 Karibo. Or was it level 8?
Wing Karibo level 10.
Yes, Wing Karibo level 10. OP.
And then I started playing in the 5Ds era.
Ooh, good era.
And I really, really was enjoying it. And then halfway through that, I just stopped. And I didn't touch a Yu-Gi-Oh card for another, I don't even know how many years. A long time. Not until within the past year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5Ds is probably it's number 2 in the anime list. You have to go OG, 5Ds, and the rest are all.
They're all there. They're just there. Yeah, I have to agree with those.
If I could use words that they won't allow me to use here on the podcast, I would use them.
I really enjoy 5Ds, and when it comes to like the mechanics of each season, that one introduced synchros.
It did.
And I really, really do like synchros.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of like transitions us, see what I did there, into talking about the new cards that have come out since then, the new mechanics.
Yeah. Well, that's enough about talking about the new mechanics.
Okay, so there's the black cards, the
XYZ.
XYZ. I've heard both.
It's called, a lot of people that I've seen, other YouTubers and so forth, say XYZs, but when you summon them, you say XZ summoning, which I kind of like the concept initially. The whole fact of you can drop a overlay unit, which is basically kind of like a soul and buddy fight to proc a skill and so forth and do different things, do crazy things. But the way to get there sucks. You have to have the same level monsters out and overlay them. So basically, if you have a rank 10, you have to have 2 rank 10 monsters out before you can even XDs. So it's like, why? Synchro.
It's funny because
so easy. You need to add up to the number and you're all good there.
It's funny because I'm sure there are people who are listening to this who are avid Yu-Gi-Oh players, and we're kind of explaining to them what they already know. But it's cool getting our perspectives on it,
That's true.
I don't like Xyz XYZ. I'm not really interested in it. I've never played with it, but I've seen other people do so, and I've played against it. It's just not a deck style or like a mechanic that really interests me. Then you have pendulums. And so here's the thing. Certain mechanics in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are straightforward and simple, like fusing things, right?
Fusing. Rituals. Synchros.
There are others that are not. And XYZs were kind of hard for me to grasp when I first found out about them, but I'm like, oh, okay, I get this. I've seen lots of stuff with Pendulum Summons. I still don't get them. I really don't.
And I've explained it, 45,000 times now?
You actually explained it just before we started.
This is true. And I'm pretty sure you still don't know how it works.
Not really. Every time we talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, you end up explaining it, and I don't know why. I just can't wrap my head around it.
It is a very interesting mechanic. The deck I'm running right now is a Blue Eyes deck, so I don't have to worry about that.
You just got them synchros,
hopefully,
and them fusions, though. And
hopefully,
a ritual now, right?
A ritual, yep. Yeah. And eventually put some XYZs in there, but that's for other.
That's something we should be talking about, though. What decks we're actually playing?
Well, what decks are you playing?
First, are you playing anything other than Blue Eyes?
Nope.
No, because Blue Eyes is too cool.
Blue Eyes is bad.
And I'm actually really surprised at how much Blue Eyes support there's been, recently.
Well, now Dark Magician's getting a lot of support.
That's true.
I think right now with the whole new movie coming out, they're really trying to vamp up the old school stuff. Because I know there was Red Eye support for a while, then they switched over to Blue Eyes, and now it's Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Maybe eventually Dark Sage.
So I do have a Dark Magician-based deck. I don't remember what it's called, but they did that whole 3-deck Yu-Gi-Oh!
3 legend decks or whatever. And it was like his Duelist Kingdom, Duelist, all 3 from the original. Battle City, Duelist Kingdom, and another one.
I have the second one, the Battle City one, I think. Yeah. I can't remember which.
It's one of them.
It's got the Magician of Black Chaos. Is that it? Dark Chaos?
Okay. Chaos Magician?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I like the deck, but the deck I've really been having a lot of fun with just because it's kind of nostalgic, because I do remember some of the cards from it, is an Elemental Hero deck. And it uses some, I think they're called Masked Heroes.
Yep, Masked Heroes, one of the newer hero archetypes.
And they play really interestingly, and they kind of work in tandem with the Elemental Heroes. And I really like how they play. I haven't played with you against them yet, but I have played against Darian. He's currently playing a Dark Magician Girl deck.
Oh, yes. And actually, I just helped him finish off the deck today. The day of this recording, at least.
So far, he hasn't beaten me.
Oh.
So.
But she will get there. Her cuteness will override you.
It very well could. She may only have 2,000 attack points, but her cute points are over 9,000.
Oh!
I really like playing the game again. I think it's really fun, and it actually brings back a lot of memories from being a kid playing it. But now that I'm more experienced with a lot of other card games, there are some things I notice about Yu-Gi-Oh! That are just kind of weird compared to, basically every other card game in existence.
Yeah. It does have its weird aspects, and then it has its amazing ones, too.
Like the 3-of thing.
3-of thing.
Okay, so almost every other card game, you can have up to 4 copies of a card in your deck. Right? Pokemon does that. Magic does that.
Buddy
Fight, Vanguard. A lot of games stick to 4 of, but not Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, I'm not 100% sure on that. Could be wrong, but a lot of people run 3 of everything, like at max. So that's because I remember back in the day when I was younger, I used to run 4 copies of a card. So
I don't know if it's not allowed or people just don't do it.
It might just be for consistency, since a lot of people run 40 card decks, and you can go and you have the minimum of 40 and the maximum of 60 cards in a deck. So I feel like it's consistency purposes and so forth. So
I honestly don't know. See, I'm looking at this right now from a very, very casual perspective. Going almost 10 years. No, probably not. Probably more like 7 years without playing it makes you forget a lot of things.
Yeah.
It something else that actually kind of bothered me with the game, and some decks I'm sure don't have this problem, but it seems for general decks you don't get to draw very many cards in a game.
Well, all I have to say to that is you don't have many drop powered heavy cards, like obviously Pot of Greed, which has been a 1-of now. It was banned for a certain amount of time. There's other cards that draw. There's a lot of specific searching and so forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of searching, but not a lot of just drawing.
But then again, you don't need to draw many things. It's really about searching,
right?
Getting your cards out faster, or especially like with Blue Eyes, with the Maiden with the Eyes of Blue. Go attack her, you proc her skill, and you basically call Blue Eyes from deck. So it's like you never really need.
See, I'm not necessarily complaining. It's just kind of different, which makes it kind of strange when I'm playing it because I'm so used to having a big old hand of cards. And
like, no, cast, counter, nullify.
Exactly. That doesn't really happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! I have to say though, I'm really, really enjoying playing it again.
It is a lot of fun.
Now, as for the future, if this isn't just a phase that we're going through of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
I want a new synchro deck.
Yes, you did, because I remember I did give you my old synchro deck that I ran back when 5Ds was still popular, and you ran it pretty well. Couldn't compare it to the structure deck of Blue Eyes, but it ran pretty well.
Right, and it was old. So
it was old, but
some updates.
It still did well.
If I ever find it.
Yeah, you better find it.
I do hope so. I'd really like to play that again. I really like some things about Yu-Gi-Oh! And some things I don't like. But there are some things I don't know how to feel about them. Like the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is incredibly control heavy. Right? You have a lot of games where it's just aggro, 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 aggro. But even your aggro decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Need to have control cards.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Spells or trap cards to make sure you can do what you want and your opponent can't do what they want. It's a very interesting dynamic. I don't think I see in any other card game.
That's true.
It's like, I hate to keep bringing it up, but it's the game I know best. Buddy Fight doesn't have that. You have controlled decks that specialize in it, and all the other decks don't do it at all. Whereas I think it's near impossible to build a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck without any sort of control. unless it's like a super rush deck.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. But enough of just rambling on and so forth. Let's talk about a few things that we like, a few things we don't like, and a few things we just don't understand.
Can I start with the I don't understand?
Go ahead.
All right, besides Pendulum Summons, you know what I really don't understand?
What is this?
Rarities.
Rarities.
You and I have talked about this before when you did your box opening of Shining Victories for our YouTube channel. And we were trying to decipher the rarity system. It's very confusing.
It's not confusing anymore for me, at least. It's just more of the fact of, for someone who's trying to get back into it or a newbie, they are very similar. And hence why it's hard to go, because rares have silver text, super rares are hollowed, ultra rares are golden text hollowed, and then you have secret rares, which is a rainbow text with a foiled rare.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like the current ones are almost like it's a scratchy rare. That's how I describe it.
Yeah.
Scratchy rare,
which is
rarity.
which it feels nice and so forth, but like they seem super close. So like in that unboxing, if I didn't know beforehand what I'm supposed to be looking for the rarities, I'd probably just be like, here's a card, here's another one. Ooh, this one's shiny. Here's another one that's shiny.
Right. Which shiny's better?
Yeah.
But I'm starting to get used to it. I'm just not quite there yet.
Not quite. Especially with like the movie packs where they're all the same foiling as super rares. Not super rares, alts.
Yeah, they're ultra rares. The one thing that would really, really help, that Yu-Gi-Oh's the only card game I know of that does this, they don't print the rarities on the card. Every other card game I can think of does that in some way, either with an icon like Pokemon does or with an actual letter like Magic and all Bushiroad's games do.
Mm-hmm.
Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have any of that. And I think that would really be nice for them to add in the future, but you know, they're over 15 years into the game. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's true. I wouldn't change what's been working for you. So basically you have rarities, pendulums. Do you have anything else that you don't understand?
I think that's it, really. I don't understand why there's such a big focus on shiny cards. Like you have your movie set, which is all ultra rare cards, but then you also have like your premium gold sets, which are all specially foiled and really ridiculously expensive, like per pack.
I couldn't tell you. If you guys know, leave a comment, tell us, like send us, tweet us, do everything you have to let us know why these foilings exist and why they do them, because I honestly don't understand them either.
My understanding is also like the rarities are very different in Japan.
I didn't even know that.
So the whole rarity system of Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of confusing. Other than that, I think I've gotten it down.
Okay.
So
yeah, Pendulum Summons are... Yeah, they're Pendulum Summons. They are...
Is there anything you really don't understand yet for Yu-Gi-Oh?
Let's see. The meta. I don't understand, like, for certain OTK decks, you never want to run trap cards because they slow down your game and so forth, which makes sense, but then again, there's some really good trap cards out there, and then there's some really good spell cards and all that stuff, and it's like, you don't really know, like, what you should really run, and basically, if you don't know how to build a deck, like, I honestly don't. I've tried, it's been okay.
You've been net decking, right?
I've been net decking, which is not a good thing for me because there's a lot of decks out there. Because for my blue eyes, I find one, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to get to this one. And then a new one comes out. Then another new one comes out. Like, oh, God, I can't keep up with all this. There's too many things for me to be doing.
Your blue eyes deck is coming along nicely, though.
It was, and then it got blanked.
Let's move from the confusing stuff to the good, the positives.
Yes.
I like being an optimist.
Synchros. Done. That's all we
Synchros
need
are
to talk
great.
about. That's all we need to talk.
I have another thing.
Blue eye support. That's all it. That's it. There we go.
I really appreciate how easy it is to get old cards because a lot of the necessary old cards have been reprinted several times.
Yu-Gi-Oh does do a really good job on reprinting old cards. I feel it's like the best, even better than Buddy Fight with its Blue Dragon Shields.
Yeah, there are a lot of reprints. You want a Dark Magician, you're getting a Dark Magician. You want a Blue Eyes, you're getting a Blue Eyes.
And the best part about it, it's never the same art. It's always a different art, which is nice.
Yeah, it's nice to have some variety in art, especially for the classic cards. That's something good about the game. You got something good? Something you want to share?
You got synchros, you got reprints, you got art. It has probably some of the best art in all TCGs I've seen.
We've really been buying up, basically, when we can find it, movie packs.
Oh, yes.
For the new movie. The Blue Eyes cards in that set have the nicest arts of like any trading cards I've ever seen.
And the new Dark Magician, I swear, is probably like the sexiest Dark Magician art out there. Then again, you can't argue with OG.
That's always the question.
And that's always the thing, especially when you want to build decks. You're always like, well, I have new art, but I have this one copy of the original art. But that original art, though, but that new art.
Well, you're running 3 in the deck, so run one of each.
Well, then,
OG, new, and something in the middle.
Well, then, but nobody does that.
No.
You really want to run one art, and then it's like...
Plus, that would make registering your deck a lot harder, wouldn't it? Because they all have their own, like, serial numbers.
Well, I don't know if we'll ever get that competitive.
Yeah, that's the question. Are we going to try doing tournaments?
Just looking at all the numbers and stuff, it's like, that's too many numbers. I can't deal without those numbers.
We'll stick to casual play.
Casual play. We'll stick to Buddy Fight and Vanguard and so forth, because it's a tad bit easier.
And easier on the wallet, because certain Yu-Gi-Oh decks in the Metasphere, really, really expensive.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Speaking of meta, that's another good thing. They update their ban lists, their limit lists, and so forth. So the meta's always changing. It never stays the same thing, which I've heard rumors that Bushiroad is thinking about doing this for some of their card games, but I find that really interesting how Konami does that with Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, it really makes it so where, oh, this deck is super broken, nobody can get past it. Oh, we'll just wait until next ban list comes out, and then basically half their support is either banned or been limited, so that nobody really runs that, and we can run something else.
Something else that's positive, I don't play very much Pokemon at all, though I occasionally buy cards just because I like collecting them. I don't play Magic anymore just because I'm severely burnt out on it. And I haven't played either of those for quite a while. And the card games I'm used to playing are, things like Buddy Fight and Luck and Logic.
Mm-hmm.
It is so nice to have a card game I can just buy in a normal store. Sure, it's more expensive, but the convenience is there. Being able to go to a Walmart and just seeing a card game there that you actually want to buy.
Yeah, just like going to a Walmart and so like, especially since like, oh, well, my local card shop's closed right now. Let's go to Walmart. Gotta do some grocery shopping. I'll buy a pack here, buy a pack there, maybe buy a little tin here.
There was one time that one of our local like grocery store kind of things, they had a single like repackaged 3-pack of Card Fight Vanguard packs, and it was $2 for 3 packs.
Oh.
So I bought it, and now every time I go there, I check to see if they get more, but no.
Yeah, they're like,
It was just a fluke.
It was a fluke.
But you know what? You can always find Yu-Gi-Oh!
Always find Yu-Gi-Oh! You can always find Pokemon.
Yep.
Then again, they're also a bit bigger. But
I really appreciate just the convenience of being able to find it if I want it.
Oh, it is a great convenience. Well, now that we've talked about what we've liked, it's time to talk about what we don't like. XYZ is done, right? I feel like that's done.
I think the only real complaint I have is that the game's grown so much that it's actually kind of hard for new players. I'm not quite a new player. I still remembered a lot of the rules from the olden days, but even like adapting was kind of difficult, and it took a couple of really, really awkward games to get through that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd like to see some way for them to make the game a little bit easier to play for newcomers. I don't know how they do that.
The only way I see them being able to do that is doing a complete reboot. In my honest opinion, that's the only thing I can see.
What they should do is they should release a set that's only like cards from the first generation of Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, they've done sets like that, small sets that I know of,
But they
but do
also
one that's
add new cards too
yeah.
to it.
that's only that, and then make it so it's like a separate standard of play. You know, like you can either play with any cards or just these.
So almost like Magic, where they have different play styles.
Yeah, you've got standard, you've got modern, you've got legacy, all that stuff. I think that'd be really good for Yu-Gi-Oh now because you know, honestly, it is getting to be one of the grandfathers of card games, and there are a lot of cards, and you know, making different styles of tournaments would be actually pretty cool.
There's only one other thing I don't like about Yu-Gi-Oh, and is it level or rank? That's my question to you guys. Is it level or rank? Some people use level, other people use rank.
For the stars?
For the stars. Or
I
stars.
just call them stars.
Like,
It's an 8-star monster.
I can watch one video and they can talk about this is a level 7, and you can go into rank 7 places. Like, wait. Hold on. Is it rank or is it level? Or is it stars? Or is it... what is it?
I use stars.
Like, I've used levels because that's what it was. But then you also had the whole thing with levels in
Like
GX,
printed in the names.
Printed in the name. So it's like, okay, then it can't be levels, so it has to be something else. So you stuck with stars for a while, then you hit levels, and then ranks. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess
Too confusing. They need to come up with a term that's gonna be stuck.
stick with stars.
Stars for
Done.
stars for good. Stars for president, guys.
I'm really optimistic for the game.
Me
like
too.
for our experiences with it.
Mhm.
And I'm actually looking forward to get this episode done so we can go play some Yu-Gi-Oh. Because once you get started again into it, it gets pretty addicting.
Mm-hmm. But then again, I feel like it's gonna end up being we'll be playing Nostalgia, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Blaster Blader. I think you wanted to build a Blaster Blader deck too, didn't you?
I have no idea what I want to do. I do want a synchro deck. That's the only deck I know that I
Synchro
want.
for sure.
Something.
Synchro for sure.
And then I want a deck with waifus.
Funny.
Which aren't that... I mean, there are certain decks you can do that.
Dark
Varian
Magician.
took Dark Magician Girl.
That is true. That's true.
I'll find it, though. I'll find the right deck for me.
Mhm.
And I'm actually also really looking forward to getting to do some Yu-Gi-Oh content on our YouTube channel.
Some more.
Yeah,
We already
you've done
did something.
you've done an unboxing of it, but I want to do some matches, stuff like that. But not till
that might be a while before.
Yeah.
Like we have to make sure we're not gonna F it up.
yeah, we don't want to play the game and totally play it wrong.
And then you guys just roast us like you guys should stick to Butty Fight.
But if you want to see us do some Yu-Gi-Oh, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll struggle through it for you.
Like this video. So that looks like that's all the time we got here for this episode. Got anything else to add?
I really like Karibo.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't like Karibo?
That's it.
Well, yeah, that does do it. Well, make sure to visit our sponsors who make this podcast possible by visiting tcgbuzz.com/sponsors. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, or submit a show review. You can do this by going to tcgbuzz.com/episode 12. And TCG Buzz is a proud member of the Newsmakers Podcast Network, an ever-growing network of podcasts covering many business and entertainment topics. Please check them out at npcn.tv. So, guys, it was fun talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! It was great. Blue Eyes for the win. The only real competitive OG deck right now. Dark Magician still needs a few more cards before he's ready to wipe the floor with people. He's close. Just waiting for the new structure deck. And, yeah, that's it. I'm Dalton.
I'm Jacob.
This was TCG Buzz.
Bye.
Deuces.
Thanks for listening to TCG Buzz. New episodes can be found on tcgbuzz.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For box openings, deck profiles, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.